No, please. Please, I am not here to cause trouble. This is my son's wedding. Isaiah, tell them I am your mother.
Brielle Whitmore, do you take Isaiah Hayes to be your lawfully wedded husband, to love him, honor him, and stand beside him before God and before this congregation?
The whole church became silent. Every eye turned to the bride. Brielle stood at the altar like a woman who had waited all her life for that moment. Her white gown flowed behind her. Her veil covered her face softly. Diamonds shined on her neck. Her makeup was perfect. Her smile was proud. Beside her, Isaiah Hayes stood in a black suit, his hands clasped tightly in front of him. His eyes were wet, but he forced a small smile. In the front row, Monica Whitmore, Brielle's mother, lifted her chin like a queen. She looked around New Hope Baptist Church as if the whole place belonged to her. Pastor Whitfield looked at Brielle again.
Brielle, you may answer.
Before she could finish, the tall church doors opened. A cold silence fell over the room. Everyone turned. A woman stood at the entrance. Her hair was rough and tangled. Her dress was torn and stained. Her shoes were dusty. Her face looked tired, dry, and weak. She held the doorframe as if her legs could no longer carry her. One guest whispered, "Who is that?" Another woman covered her nose. A man near the back muttered, "Security should have stopped her." The woman took one slow step forward. Her eyes searched the altar. Then she saw Isaiah. Her lips began to shake.
My son.
She whispered. Isaiah's smile disappeared. His body stiffened. Brielle turned and looked at the woman from head to toe. Her face twisted with disgust.
Pastor, this wedding cannot continue.
Sister Brielle.
No, not with this dirty woman standing here. Please let this disgusting woman leave before we proceed.
The church gasped. The woman lifted both hands.
No, please. Please, I am not here to cause trouble. This is my son's wedding.
Her son? What is she talking about? She must be confused.
Isaiah, tell them I am your mother.
The church went still again. Brielle turned slowly toward Isaiah. Monica stood up from the front row.
Your mother? Woman, have shame. Look at yourself. How can you enter a holy place looking like this and start lying? She's lying. Isaiah, don't listen. I am not lying. Isaiah is my son. I carried him. I raised him. Isaiah, please speak. Don't believe her!
Isaiah's lips parted. No sound came out. His eyes filled with tears. Brielle grabbed his arm and whispered,
"Do not embarrass me today."
The woman heard it. Her face broke. "My son," she said again, softer this time. "Please." Monica grabbed a glass of red.
Enough!
Monica, stop this!
I won't let this happen.
Monica marched down the aisle and threw the wine over the woman's head. The church screamed. Red wine ran down the woman's face, her neck, and her torn dress. She stood there shaking.
You came to ruin my wedding? You came here looking like shame itself?
Please, I only came to see my son.
This is the house of God. Nobody should be treated this way here.
Remove her! Isaiah, say something. Tell them who I am.
Isaiah wiped his face with trembling fingers. He looked at Brielle, he looked at Monica, then he looked at the woman soaked in wine. His lips moved, but again, no words came out. The guests began whispering.
Why is he crying like that? Does he know her?
Nobody
Is she
knew
really
what
his
to
mother?
believe. Brielle tightened her hand around Isaiah's arm. "Pastor," she said coldly, "please continue. This woman is wasting our time." The woman's knees weakened. "My son," she whispered, "you will let them do this to me?" Isaiah's tears fell, but his feet stayed planted at the altar. He did not go to her. He did not defend her. He did not deny her. And as the red wine dripped from her clothes onto the church floor, The strange woman stared at Isaiah. Hayes, like only a mother could stare at the child who had broken her heart. But still, Isaiah said nothing. 15 days before the wedding, the heavy prison gate opened. A woman stepped out slowly. Her name was Evelyn Hayes. She carried a small plastic bag in one hand. Inside it were the clothes she had worn the day they brought her in. 10 years had passed, but the bag still looked new compared to the pain on her face. Evelyn stood outside the prison and looked down the long road. She waited. A family ran past her, crying and hugging their daughter. A man dropped to his knees when his brother came out. A little boy held flowers and shouted, "Daddy!" Evelyn smiled weakly at them. Then she looked back at the road. Nobody came. She waited until the morning sun became hot. She waited until the guards stopped looking at her with pity. She waited until the last family drove away. Still, Isaiah did not come. Evelyn pressed the plastic bag against her chest. "My son will come," she whispered. But the road remained empty. A guard finally walked closer.
Ma'am, do you have somewhere to go?
Yes, I have a son.
The guard nodded, but his eyes were sad. Evelyn turned away before he could see her tears. She walked. Her legs were weak. Her shoes were old. Every step hurt, but she kept going. She had dreamed of this day for 10 years. She had imagined Isaiah running into her arms. She had imagined him saying, "Mama, I am sorry. Come home." But dreams were not waiting at the gate. Only silence. By afternoon, Evelyn reached the neighborhood where she once lived. Myers Park still looked the same. Big houses, clean lawns, tall trees, quiet streets, expensive cars. She stopped in front of a large mansion with black gates. Her heart began to beat fast. This was home, or it used to be. Evelyn touched the gate. "Isaiah," she whispered. A young woman came out from the house and frowned.
Can I help you? I am looking for my son, Isaiah Hayes. This is our house.
Your house?
Yes, I am Evelyn Hayes.
I don't know who you are, but we bought this property years ago. Bought? Yes. And you need to leave. No, please. Maybe you know where the family moved. My son. Ma'am, leave before I call security.
The gate closed in Evelyn's face. For a moment she could not move. Her house was gone. Her son was gone. Her name meant nothing. She walked again. She went to the old business office. The sign had changed. The receptionist did not know her. She went to 2 old friends' homes. One had moved. One looked through the window and never opened the door. By the 5th day, Evelyn had not bathed properly. By the 7th day, hunger had entered her bones. By the 10th day, people stopped seeing a woman. They only saw a problem. A man outside a store waved her away.
Go somewhere else.
Don't go near her.
Evelyn said nothing. At night, she sat near a closed bus stop and held her knees. She looked up at the sky.
Lord, even if my son forgot me, please help me find him. I did not survive 10 years to lose him now.
On the 14th evening, Evelyn sat outside a small church building, weak and dizzy. People were leaving Bible study. Most of them passed without looking. Then one woman stopped. She stared at Evelyn, took one step closer, then another.
Mrs. Hayes? My God. Mrs. Evelyn Hayes? Do I know you?
It's me, Denise Parker, from New Hope Baptist. You used to lead the Women's Charity Committee. Sister Denise?
What happened to you? Where have you been? Where is Isaiah?
My son. Please, I am looking for my son.
You don't know?
Know what?
Isaiah is getting married tomorrow. My son is getting married? Yes, at New Hope Baptist.
Come with me. Let me help you clean up first. Let me get you food. No. Mrs. Hayes, please? No. I have waited 10 years. I have searched for 15 days. I must see my son before he stands before God and says, I do. Are you sure you are strong enough?
A mother does not need strength when her child is in front of her. She only needs a way to reach him. I understand, Evelyn. That's all I want.
And that night, Evelyn Hayes started walking toward the church where her son would be married the next morning. 10 years earlier, before the prison clothes, before the hunger, before the church doors opened at the wedding, Evelyn Hayes was not a woman people ignored on the street. She was Mrs. Evelyn Hayes, and in Charlotte, North Carolina, that name meant something. Her company, Hayes Premier Properties, owned apartment buildings, rental homes, and business offices across the city. She was a Black American woman who had built her name from nothing. She wore clean tailored suits, pearl earrings, and heels that clicked with authority on marble floors. But no matter how respected she was outside, inside her home, she was simply a mother, and her whole heart belonged to one person, Isaiah Hayes. That evening, Evelyn stood in the wide living room of her Myers Park mansion, waiting for her son to come home from the airport. The house was bright and beautiful, with cream walls, polished wood floors, tall windows, gold-framed family pictures, and fresh white flowers on the center table. When the front door opened, Evelyn turned quickly. "Mom!" Isaiah dropped his bags and walked toward her with open arms. "My baby!" Evelyn cried. She hugged him tightly. She touched his face. She looked at his eyes like she was checking if the world had treated him well. "You are finally home," she said. Isaiah laughed softly. "I told you I would come back, didn't I? You said many things when you were abroad. A mother only rests when she sees her child with her own eyes." Behind Isaiah stood a young woman with a gentle smile and a neat suitcase beside her. "Mrs. Hayes," she said respectfully. Evelyn turned to her and smiled warmly. "Tiana Brooks." Tiana stepped forward. She was beautiful in a calm, simple way. Her skin was rich brown, her hair was neatly styled, and her eyes carried quiet kindness. She wore a soft beige blouse, dark jeans, and small gold earrings. Evelyn hugged her too. "My daughter, you came back with him." Tiana smiled. "I had to make sure he didn't miss his flight." Isaiah rolled his eyes. "She is still bossing me around, Mum." Tiana looked at him. "Because you still need it." Evelyn laughed, but her eyes stayed on Tiana for a moment longer than usual. That night, they ate dinner together. The dining table was full of baked chicken, collard greens, mashed potatoes, cornbread, and sweet tea. Isaiah talked about London, his graduation, and the business ideas he wanted to bring home. Tiana sat beside him, listening carefully. Whenever Isaiah forgot a detail, she helped him. When he reached for water, she passed it before he asked. When he laughed, she smiled before anyone else. Evelyn saw everything. After dinner, Tiana stepped into the hallway to answer a call. Evelyn used that moment. "Isaiah," she said. "Yes, Mom?" "You are home now. You have your degree. You are starting your life. It is time for you to think seriously." Isaiah leaned back in his chair. "About business?" "About marriage." He nearly choked on his drink. "Marriage?" "Yes, marriage. I am not getting younger. I want to hold my grandchild one day. I want to see you settled with a good woman." Isaiah shook his head, smiling. "Mum, I just came home." "And you did not come home alone." His smile faded a little. "Mum," Evelyn lowered her voice, "Tiana is a good woman. She stood by you. She helped you study. When you were discouraged, she encouraged you. When you failed that course and wanted to hide it from me, who helped you prepare again?" Isaiah looked away. "Tiana helped me." "And when you were sick over there, who stayed with you?" "Tiana." "So why are you acting blind?" Isaiah sighed. because she is my friend. A wife can also be your friend. But I don't feel that way about her. Evelyn looked disappointed. You don't feel that way because you have not opened your eyes. Isaiah stood. Mum, please, I love Tiana, but not like that. She is like a sister to me. Evelyn's face softened, but her voice became serious. Be careful, Isaiah. Sometimes the person who truly cares for you does not make noise. Sometimes love is not loud. Sometimes love is the person standing beside you when you are weak. Isaiah kissed her forehead. I hear you, Mum. But Evelyn knew he had not really heard her. In the hallway, Tiana stood still with her phone in her hand. She had heard enough. Her eyes filled with tears, but she quickly wiped them before anyone saw. When she returned to the dining room, she smiled like nothing had happened. But that night, as Isaiah laughed and talked about his future, Tiana sat beside him with a quiet pain in her chest, and Evelyn watched them both, praying silently that her son would not mistake loyalty for something ordinary. The following afternoon, Isaiah took Tiana to a restaurant in South Park. The place was bright and elegant, with glass windows, white tablecloths, fresh flowers on each table, and soft music playing in the background. Waiters moved quietly between tables. Couples laughed, businessmen spoke into phones. Everything looked peaceful. But at Isaiah and Tiana's table, peace was only pretending. Tiana sat across from him, turning her fork in her plate. She had barely eaten. Her eyes kept moving to Isaiah, then away again. Isaiah noticed. Tiana, he said, leaning forward, what is wrong with you today? She forced a small smile. Nothing. Don't do that. Do what? Pretend with me. You can fool other people, but not me. Tiana looked down. Isaiah reached across the table and touched her hand. Talk to me. That touch broke something in her. Her eyes filled with tears before she could stop them. Isaiah, she whispered, I am tired. His face changed. Tired of what? Tired of hiding how I feel. Isaiah became still. Tiana pulled her hand away and wiped her cheek quickly. I did not plan to say this today. I did not plan to say it like this. But if I keep swallowing it, it will choke me. Tiana. No, let me speak. Her voice shook. I love you, Isaiah. I have loved you for years. I loved you when you were confused. I loved you when you wanted to quit school. I loved you when you failed and felt ashamed. I loved you when nobody saw the weak side of you. Isaiah looked pained. Tiana, please. She laughed softly through her tears. That is the answer, isn't it? He lowered his eyes. Tiana, you mean so much to me, you know that. But not as a woman. He did not answer. She nodded slowly. You see me as your sister. Isaiah's silence was louder than any word. Tiana pressed her lips together. I understand. No, you don't, Isaiah said quickly. I don't want to hurt you. But you already did. He looked down at the table. Tiana picked up her purse. Take me home, please. The drive back was quiet. Isaiah tried to speak twice, but Tiana kept looking out at the window. Her heart was sitting heavy in her chest. Outside, Charlotte moved like nothing had happened. Cars passed, people crossed streets, life continued. Then suddenly, a young woman stepped off the curb. Isaiah! Tiana screamed. Isaiah slammed the brakes. The car stopped inches away from the woman. She dropped her small grocery bag and stumbled back, holding her chest. Isaiah jumped out immediately. Oh my God, are you okay? The woman looked up at him with frightened eyes. She was beautiful. Her skin was smooth brown. Her hair fell around her face. Her yellow dress was simple, but it made her look soft and innocent. One sandal strap was loose. Her grocery items had scattered across the road. I'm sorry, she said breathlessly. I didn't see the car. No, I'm sorry, Isaiah said. I should have slowed down. Are you hurt? Tiana got out too. Miss, can you stand? The woman nodded, but she held her ankle as if it hurt. Isaiah bent down and gathered her groceries. Please, let me take you to a clinic. She shook her head quickly. No, I can't afford that. Isaiah stared at her. You don't have to pay. I'll take care of it. The woman looked at him for a long moment. My name is Brielle, she said softly. Brielle Whitmore. Isaiah almost forgot Tiana was standing there. I'm Isaiah. Tiana watched them carefully. She saw the way Brielle lowered her eyes. She saw the way Isaiah softened. She saw the way his voice changed, and her heart sank. Later that evening, Brielle rushed into a small apartment on the east side of Charlotte. Mama, she called. Monica Whitmore came out of the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel. What happened? Brielle closed the door and leaned against it, smiling. I met a man today. Monica narrowed her eyes. What kind of man? A rich one. Monica's face changed. Brielle stepped closer. His name is Isaiah Hayes. Monica froze. Hayes? As in Evelyn Hayes? I think so. He drives an expensive car. He speaks like money. And Mama, the way he looked at me. Monica slowly smiled. Sit down. Brielle sat. Monica leaned forward. Listen to me carefully. When rich men meet poor women, they are either suspicious or foolish. Your job is to make him foolish. Brielle smiled wider. How? Act humble, speak softly, mention God, quote Bible verses, tell him you believe in marriage, family, and respect. Do not look hungry, even if you are starving. Brielle nodded. And his mother? Monica's smile faded. If the mother is wise, she will test you, so you must look innocent before she opens her mouth. Brielle looked down at her torn sandal, then back at Monica. Mama, what if this works? Monica touched her daughter's chin. Then this man is not just a man, Brielle. She smiled. He is your ladder out of poverty. 2 days after the accident on the road, Isaiah could not stop thinking about Brielle Whitmore. He tried to focus on work. He tried to answer emails. He tried to sit with his mother and talk about business plans. But every time his phone lit up, his eyes moved quickly, hoping it was her. Evelyn noticed. A mother always noticed. That evening, Isaiah stood in the kitchen doorway while Evelyn prepared tea. Mum, he said carefully, there is someone I want you to meet. Evelyn did not turn around immediately. Someone? Yes. She poured hot water into her cup. Is this someone connected to that faraway look you have been carrying since yesterday? Isaiah smiled a little. Her name is Brielle. Evelyn finally turned. The young woman from the road? Isaiah's smile widened. I told you about her? You mentioned her 3 times at breakfast and twice before dinner. He laughed. Evelyn did not. Isaiah, you barely know this girl. I know enough to know she is different. Different how? She is humble. She comes from a simple home. She is respectful. She is not like those women who chase money. Evelyn placed her cup down slowly. Son, do not confuse poverty with humility. A person can have little and still be greedy. A person can have much and still be kind. Isaiah's face tightened. Mum, you haven't even met her. That is why I am speaking carefully. Bring her. Let me see her with my own eyes. The next afternoon, Brielle came to the Hayes mansion. She arrived in a modest blue dress, flat shoes, and small earrings. Her hair was neatly styled. Her makeup was light. In her hand, she carried a small Bible with a worn cover. Isaiah met her at the door like a man welcoming royalty. You look beautiful, he said. Brielle lowered her eyes. Thank you, Isaiah. Evelyn stood in the sitting room, calm and elegant in a cream blouse and black slacks. The bright room smelled of fresh flowers. Sunlight poured through the tall windows. Family portraits lined the wall. Brielle walked in slowly. Good afternoon, Mrs. Hayes, she said softly. Thank you for allowing me into your home. Evelyn smiled politely. You are welcome, Brielle. Please sit. Brielle sat with her knees together and her hands folded over the Bible. Isaiah watched proudly. Evelyn saw that too. So, Evelyn said, Isaiah tells me you two met by accident. Brielle gave a shy smile. Yes, ma'am. I still thank God nobody was hurt. Sometimes the Lord allows people to meet in strange ways. Isaiah looked at his mother as if to say, See? Evelyn only nodded. And what do you do, Brielle? I help at a small beauty shop sometimes, Brielle said. But my dream is to build something honorable. I believe a woman should work hard, respect her home, and never forget God. Evelyn studied her face. That is a good answer. Brielle smiled. My mother raised me to respect elders. She always says a woman without respect will destroy her own blessings. Isaiah smiled even more. For almost an hour, Brielle spoke softly. She talked about prayer. She talked about family. She talked about wanting a peaceful marriage one day. Every word sounded clean. Every smile came at the right time. But Evelyn was quiet. Not rude, just quiet. When Brielle finally left, Isaiah closed the door and turned around with excitement in his eyes. Well? Evelyn carried her teacup to the table. She is polite. That's all? She speaks well. Mum. Evelyn faced him. Isaiah, slow down. His smile vanished. Why? Because when something looks perfect too quickly, wisdom says we should wait and watch. Isaiah shook his head. You don't like her. I did not say that. But that is what you mean. No, son, I mean give it time. Isaiah stepped back. This is about Tiana, isn't it? Evelyn's eyes narrowed. Do not bring Tiana into this. You wanted me to marry her, so now no woman will be good enough. Evelyn's voice became firm. I want you to marry right, not fast. Isaiah looked away, frustrated. She is a good woman. Then time will prove it. But Isaiah did not want time. In the weeks that followed, Brielle came often. Isaiah bought her dresses, shoes, wigs, makeup, and jewelry. He took her to expensive restaurants and treated her like someone he had known forever. And every time he gave her something, Brielle smiled sweetly and said, You didn't have to. But she never gave it back. One evening, while Isaiah walked her to the car, Brielle held his hand and looked into his eyes. Isaiah, she whispered, when are we getting married? He paused. Brielle, we will. I just want the right time. Her smile stayed, but her fingers tightened around his hand. The right time, she repeated softly. From the upstairs window, Evelyn watched them, and for the first time, she felt a small uneasiness settle in her heart. 2 months passed, and Brielle Whitmore became almost impossible to separate from the Hayes mansion. She came in the morning. She stayed through lunch. Sometimes she stayed until late at night, sitting beside Isaiah on the couch, while Evelyn watched from a distance. Isaiah looked happy, too happy to ask questions, too happy to notice small things. He did not notice how Brielle's smile disappeared whenever he left the room. He did not notice how she looked around the mansion as if she was counting what could one day belong to her. He did not notice how she spoke softly in front of him, then rolled her eyes when Evelyn corrected her. But Evelyn noticed. One evening, Isaiah stood in the hallway with his mother while Brielle waited in the sitting room. Son, Evelyn said quietly, you are moving too fast. Isaiah sighed. Mom, not again. Yes, again. You have only known this girl a few months. And? And marriage is not a dress you try on and throw away. Marriage is a covenant. Wait at least 1 year. Know her heart. Know her patience. Know how she acts when she does not get what she wants. Isaiah frowned. You still don't trust her. I don't know her enough to trust her. Behind the hallway wall, Brielle stood still. She had come to ask for water, but now she stayed to listen. Evelyn continued. Isaiah, I am not saying she is bad. I am saying, wait. A woman who truly loves you will not fear time. Brielle's face hardened. Isaiah rubbed his forehead. Mom, Brielle loves me. Then let love prove itself. Brielle stepped back quietly and returned to the sitting room. When Isaiah came back, she was smiling again, but that night, inside her small apartment, she called Monica. Mama, Brielle said, pacing the floor, his mother is the reason he has not proposed. She told him to wait 1 year. Monica was quiet for a moment, then she laughed. 1 year? Yes. That woman is dangerous. She watches me like she knows something. Then stop giving her things to see. Brielle sat down. What do I do? Monica's voice became low. You do not fight a mother openly. If you fight her openly, the son may pity her. You must make the son fight her for you. Brielle swallowed. How? Be patient. Cry at the right time. Look wounded at the right time. Let him believe his mother is hurting you. Brielle smiled slowly. I can do that. A week later, Isaiah received a call from Dallas. A business group wanted to meet him about a property investment. It was big, bigger than anything he had handled alone. The trip would last almost 3 months. That evening, he told Brielle. She lowered her face immediately. 3 months? Yes, baby, but it will help the company grow. So I will be here alone? My mother will be here. Brielle's eyes watered. Isaiah, your mother does not like me. That is not true. She watches everything I do. She judges every word I say. I try so hard, but I always feel like a stranger in this house. Isaiah softened. Brielle, she wiped one tear quickly. I don't want to complain. I just wish my mother could stay here too while you are gone, just so I don't feel alone. Isaiah hesitated. Brielle looked up at him. Please. And because Isaiah loved her tears more than his mother's warnings, he agreed. Monica Whitmore arrived 2 days later with 2 suitcases and a smile that looked respectful but did not reach her eyes. Mrs. Hayes, Monica said, stepping into the mansion, thank you for welcoming me. Evelyn looked at her carefully. You are welcome. For the first few days, Monica acted polite. She greeted Evelyn every morning. She helped in the kitchen. She laughed softly when Isaiah was around. Then Isaiah left for Dallas. The same evening, the house changed. Evelyn came downstairs and found Monica sitting in her favorite chair with her shoes on the glass center table. Monica, Evelyn said calmly, please take your shoes off the table. Monica looked at her slowly. Brielle sat beside her, eating grapes from a bowl. Monica smiled. Oh, so the Queen has spoken. Evelyn froze. Brielle laughed under her breath. Excuse me? Evelyn said. Monica stood. You heard me. Evelyn looked at Brielle. Brielle, what is going on? Brielle leaned back and crossed her legs. What is going on is that Isaiah is not here for you to perform in front of. Evelyn's heart dropped. The next morning, Monica knocked on Evelyn's bedroom door. Breakfast is late, she said. Evelyn stared at her. What? Brielle wants pancakes, I want eggs, and clean the kitchen after. Evelyn stepped back in shock. This is my house. Monica smiled coldly. For now. From that day, peace left the mansion. They ordered Evelyn to cook. They made her scrub the kitchen. They left dirty dishes piled high and laughed when she cleaned them. Brielle dropped clothes on the laundry room floor and said, Since you like acting like the woman of the house, work like one. Evelyn called Isaiah, her hands shaking. Son, I need to tell you something. Before she could continue, Brielle screamed loudly in the background. Isaiah, your mother is insulting me again. Isaiah's voice changed instantly. Mom, why can't you just give her peace? Evelyn closed her eyes, and across the room, Brielle smiled. For 3 months, Evelyn Hayes lived like a stranger inside her own home. Every morning, she woke up with heaviness in her chest. Every night, she went to bed, asking herself how two guests had become rulers under her roof. Brielle and Monica did not stop. They ate and left plates everywhere. They made Evelyn clean rooms they had purposely messed up. They ordered food and made her answer the door like a servant. When Evelyn refused, Brielle picked up her phone and cried to Isaiah. "Baby, I don't want to complain," she would say, her voice shaking. "But your mother keeps making me feel unwanted." And every time, Isaiah's answer hurt Evelyn more. "Mom, please, I am not there. Just keep peace until I come back. Keep peace." Those two words became chains around Evelyn's mouth. Then one evening, Isaiah called and said, "Mom, I'll be home in 4 days." Evelyn closed her eyes in relief. "Thank God," she whispered, but across the room, Brielle heard it. Her face changed. Later that night, when Evelyn went upstairs, Brielle rushed into Monica's room. "He's coming back," Brielle said. Monica slowly removed her glasses. "When?" "In 4 days." Monica stood from the bed. "Then we move before she speaks." Brielle folded her arms, suddenly nervous. "Move how?" Monica walked closer and lowered her voice. "Your tears have worked on the phone. Now he needs something his eyes can see." The next morning, Monica told Evelyn she and Brielle were going out for errands, but they did not go shopping. They went to a small private clinic on the other side of Charlotte. The waiting room smelled like medicine and old paper. A tired-looking doctor sat behind a desk, tapping a pen against a file. Monica placed an envelope on his table. "We need a report," she said. The doctor looked at the envelope, then at Brielle. "What kind of report?" Monica smiled. "The kind that says my daughter has been suffering in that house." Brielle looked away, but not with shame, with impatience. By the time they returned home, Brielle had bandages around one arm. Monica had a medical wrap on her shoulder. They carried papers in a brown envelope. For the next 3 days, Monica coached Brielle like an actress before a stage play. "Do not shout too early," Monica said. "Cry first, let him ask questions, then show him the papers." Brielle nodded. "And if his mother interrupts?" Monica smiled coldly. "That will help us. The louder Evelyn talks, the guiltier she will look." On the 4th day, Isaiah came home. His black car pulled into the driveway just before sunset. Evelyn heard it and ran down the stairs, hope rising in her chest. "My son," she whispered, but Brielle reached him first. She ran out the front door, crying loudly. "Isaiah!" Isaiah dropped his travel bag and caught her in his arms. "Baby, what happened?" Brielle buried her face in his chest. I tried so hard to keep quiet." Isaiah looked at the bandage on her arm. "What is this?" Monica came out slowly, holding her shoulder like she was in pain. "Ask your mother," Monica said. Evelyn stopped at the doorway. "What is going on?" Brielle turned, shaking. "Please don't come near me." Evelyn stared at her. "Brielle, what are you doing?" Isaiah stepped between them. "Mom, explain this." Evelyn's mouth opened, but Monica was already crying. "We respected you, Isaiah. We kept quiet because we did not want to break your heart. But your mother has made this house unbearable." "That is a lie," Evelyn said. Brielle pulled the brown envelope from her purse and pushed it into Isaiah's hand. "Look," she cried. "Look at what she did to me." Isaiah opened the papers. His eyes moved across the report. His hands began to shake. Evelyn stepped forward. "Isaiah, listen to me. They are lying. Since you left, they have been treating me like a maid in my own house." Brielle screamed, "You see? She is doing it again." Monica held her daughter. "Calm down, baby. Don't let her scare you." Evelyn looked at Isaiah with tears in her eyes. My son, look at me. Have I ever raised my hand against a guest in my home? Isaiah's jaw tightened. You never liked her. Evelyn froze. You told me to wait, he continued. You said she was pretending, and now I come home and see this? Because she is pretending, Evelyn cried. Brielle sobbed harder. Isaiah pulled out his phone. Evelyn's voice became small. What are you doing? Isaiah would not look at her. I'm calling the police. The room went silent. Evelyn stepped back like the floor had moved beneath her. Isaiah, she whispered, you are calling the police on the woman who gave birth to you? His eyes filled with tears, but he pressed the phone to his ear. Brielle lowered her face against Monica's shoulder, and behind her tears, where Isaiah could not see, a small smile touched her lips. The police came that evening. Evelyn stood in the living room with her hands shaking, while 2 officers listened to Brielle cry, and Monica speak with a weak voice. She has been angry since my daughter came here, Monica said. We tried to respect her. We tried to keep peace. That is not true, Evelyn said, her voice breaking. Officer, please, this is my house. They are lying. Brielle lifted her bandaged arm. Then how did this happen? Isaiah stood near the staircase, holding the fake medical report. His face was wet with tears. He looked like a man being torn in two, but he still did not move toward his mother. Evelyn looked at him. Isaiah, tell them to wait. Let me explain. He swallowed hard. Mum, I saw the report. The report is false. Brielle screamed. She is calling me a liar again. One officer stepped closer to Evelyn. Ma'am, we need you to come with us. Evelyn's eyes widened. No, please, Isaiah. The officer gently took her arm. Evelyn pulled back, not fighting, only begging. My son, look at me. Look at my face. I carried you. I raised you. I prayed over you. You know me. Isaiah covered his mouth, but he said nothing. The handcuffs clicked. That sound filled the whole room. Evelyn looked at Brielle. Brielle was crying loudly, but her eyes were dry. Monica rubbed Brielle's back and whispered, It is okay, baby. You're safe now. Safe. That word made Evelyn's knees weak. As the officers led her out, Evelyn turned one last time. Isaiah, she said, truth does not die because people bury it. He looked away. The door closed behind her. The case moved faster than Evelyn expected. In court, Brielle wore a simple black dress and sat with her head bowed. Monica held tissues in her hand. The doctor came with his clean white coat and serious face. He spoke like every lie was a fact. The judge listened, the lawyers argued, the papers were shown. Brielle cried at the right time. Monica trembled at the right time. Then Isaiah was called to speak. Evelyn looked at him from where she sat. For one painful moment she believed he would remember her. She believed he would say, My mother is not like this. But Isaiah stood there with red eyes and a broken voice. My mother never accepted Brielle, he said. She always believed Brielle was pretending. I did not want things to reach this point, but I cannot ignore what happened. Evelyn closed her eyes. That was the moment prison entered her heart, before the judge even spoke. When the sentence finally came, the courtroom became quiet. 10 years. Evelyn did not scream. She only looked at Isaiah. He was crying, but tears could not unlock chains. Days later, Tiana Brooks heard the news. She drove straight to Isaiah's house and walked in with fire in her eyes. Tell me it is not true, she said. Isaiah stood from the couch. Tiana, not now. Not now? Tiana's voice shook. Your mother is in prison, Isaiah. Brielle sat beside him, filing her nails. Here she comes, Brielle muttered. Tiana turned to her. You keep quiet. Brielle stood. Excuse me? Tiana pointed at Isaiah. Do you remember who that woman is? When you failed in school and wanted to hide, who hired tutors for you? Your mother. When you were abroad and broke down from pressure, who stayed awake praying and calling you? Your mother. When you had nothing but shame and fear, who still called you her pride? Isaiah's jaw tightened. She hurt Brielle. Tiana stared at him like he had become a stranger. You believe that? I saw the report. And you forgot the woman who raised you. Brielle laughed bitterly. You are just angry because he did not choose you. Tiana's eyes filled with tears, but she did not answer Brielle. She looked only at Isaiah. One day, you will remember this conversation. Isaiah looked away, so Tiana left him there. The next week, she visited Evelyn in prison. When Evelyn saw her, she broke down. My child, Evelyn whispered. Tiana held her hand across the table. Mrs. Hayes, I am sorry. Evelyn shook her head. Do not hate him. Tiana's tears fell. How can you still defend him? He is my son, Evelyn said. A mother's heart does not stop beating because her child wounds it. Later, Pastor Whitfield came too. He placed his hand gently on the table and prayed with her. Evelyn bowed her head. Lord, she whispered, do not let this place make me bitter. If my son cannot hear me now, let him hear truth one day. And until then, keep my heart clean. Tiana cried harder. Evelyn squeezed her hand. Pray for him, she said softly. Even now, pray for my Isaiah. After Evelyn Hayes was taken to prison, the Hayes mansion became quiet in a strange way. Not peaceful, just quiet. Isaiah still lived there, but the house no longer felt like home. His mother's favorite chair sat empty. Her Bible remained on the side table. Her framed picture stayed on the hallway wall, but Isaiah stopped looking at it. Every time he passed that picture, something twisted inside him. So he avoided it. Brielle noticed, and whenever she saw guilt rising in his eyes, she knew exactly what to do. Baby, she would whisper, touching his face, you did what you had to do. Isaiah would close his eyes. Did I? Brielle would pull him into her arms. You protected me. You protected us. That is what a real man does. Those words became medicine to him, so he swallowed them every day. Tiana tried calling him twice after the prison visit. Isaiah did not answer. She sent one message. You still have time to search for the truth. Isaiah deleted it. He did not want truth. Truth was too heavy. He wanted comfort, and Brielle gave him comfort, but her comfort always came with a price. At first, it was small. Baby, my hair appointment is tomorrow. Isaiah paid. Then it became bigger. I need proper clothes if I am going to stand beside a man like you. Isaiah bought dresses, shoes, handbags, and jewelry. Then it became even bigger. Isaiah, I do not want people to keep saying I came from nothing. Help me build something of my own. That was how Brielle's southern table was born. Isaiah rented a large restaurant space in one of the busiest parts of Charlotte. He paid for the renovation. He hired decorators. He bought new kitchen equipment, expensive furniture, bright signs, and everything Brielle wanted. On opening night, the restaurant was full. Brielle wore a red dress and smiled for pictures like a celebrity. Monica stood beside her, glowing with pride. Isaiah watched them from across the room. Are you happy? He asked Brielle. She kissed his cheek. Because of you, I am. That answer made him feel important again. So he gave more. He placed a huge amount of money in Brielle's account to help manage the restaurant. He bought her a car. Then, when Brielle cried about wanting security, Isaiah bought her a beautiful house and put it in her name. When he signed the papers, Brielle hugged him tightly. You trust me this much? Isaiah smiled. With my whole heart. Monica looked away, hiding her smile. Months passed. Brielle changed slowly, but Isaiah refused to see it. She no longer acted shy in expensive places. She no longer lowered her voice around wealthy people. She began correcting waiters with sharp words. She called herself a businesswoman. She posted pictures online with captions about hard work and blessings. Isaiah clapped for everything. He was too busy building bigger dreams. Then Victor Langston entered his life. Victor was smooth, polished, and confident. He wore tailored suits, drove luxury cars, and spoke like every sentence had money inside it. They met at a private business dinner. "Isaiah Hayes," Victor said, shaking his hand. "I have heard your name in real estate circles." Isaiah smiled. "Good things, I hope." "Powerful things," Victor said, "and I believe you are ready for a bigger table." Those words touched Isaiah's pride. Victor spoke of a huge development project, hotels, luxury apartments, shopping spaces, big investors, big returns. Isaiah listened carefully at first, but the more Victor talked, the more Isaiah saw a chance to prove himself again, a chance to grow beyond his mother's shadow, a chance to show everybody he could stand on his own. Brielle encouraged him. "Baby, this is your moment," she said. "Men with vision take risks." Monica nodded. Rich people do not become richer by fear. So Isaiah invested heavily. He signed documents, he moved money, he used company assets. He ignored the small discomfort in his chest whenever one question did not receive a clear answer. Then one morning, his office phone rang. Then another call came, then another. By noon, 2 investigators entered Hayes Premier Properties with serious faces and official papers. Isaiah stood from his desk. "What is going on?" One of them looked at him. "Mr. Hayes, your business partner Victor Langston is under investigation for fraud." Isaiah's heart dropped. "That is impossible." The man placed papers on the desk. "Your accounts connected to this project have been frozen." Isaiah gripped the edge of the table. "My accounts?" "And several properties tied to the investment are now under review." The room began to spin. His assistant stood at the door, afraid to speak. Isaiah reached for his phone and called Victor. No answer. He called again. No answer. He called Brielle. She answered on the 3rd ring. "Baby," she said. Isaiah could barely breathe. "Brielle, something has happened." There was silence. "What kind of something?" Isaiah looked at the investigators, the frozen files, the papers on his desk, and the life suddenly falling apart around him. Then he whispered, "I think I just lost everything." Isaiah drove to Brielle's house that evening with shaking hands. The house was in her name, but he had paid for everything. The white walls, the black iron gate, the marble kitchen, the bright living room, the luxury furniture, even the car parked outside. He had built her comfort with his own hands. So when his world started falling apart, he believed that same house would shelter him. He was wrong. Brielle sat in the living room when he entered. Monica sat beside her with a glass of juice in her hand. The television was on, but neither of them was watching it. Isaiah walked in slowly. "Brielle," he said, "I need help." Brielle looked at him from head to toe. "What happened now?" "My accounts are frozen. The company is under investigation because of Victor. My lawyers need money. I need you to release some funds from the restaurant account." Brielle blinked. "The restaurant account?" "Yes, just for now. I gave you that money. I opened that restaurant. I bought this house. I need help to fight this." Monica laughed softly. Isaiah looked at her. "What is funny?" Monica leaned back. "What is funny is how rich men remember gifts when they become poor." Isaiah's face tightened. "Monica, please, this is serious." Brielle stood slowly. "Isaiah, the restaurant is in my name. This house is in my name. The money you gave me is in my name. You cannot just walk in here and demand things because your business failed." His mouth opened. "Demand? Brielle, I am begging." "Then beg properly," Monica said. Isaiah stared at them. For the first time, he saw something cold in the room, something he had ignored for too long. Days passed, and things became worse. Isaiah's main home was tied up in legal trouble, so he stayed with Betrayal. But the guest room she gave him was not the bright one upstairs. It was a small room near the laundry area, with one narrow bed and a small window facing the fence. "This is temporary," Betrayal said, but her voice did not sound sorry. The next morning, Monica knocked on his door before sunrise. "Get up," she said. Isaiah sat up, confused. "For what?" "The cars are dirty." He thought she was joking. She was not. By 7 in the morning, Isaiah Hayes stood outside washing Betrayal's car. His shirt was wet, his back ached. Neighbors passed slowly, pretending not to stare. Betrayal stood on the porch in sunglasses, sipping coffee. "You missed a spot," she called. Isaiah looked at her. "Betrayal, I have a meeting with my lawyer." "And you will go when the car is clean." His throat tightened. That afternoon, they made him clean the kitchen. That evening, they made him carry groceries. The next morning, Monica handed him a basket of clothes. "Laundry," she said. Isaiah held the basket. "I am not your houseboy." Monica smiled. "You're whatever this house allows you to be." At dinner, Betrayal and Monica ate salmon, rice, vegetables, and expensive dessert from Betrayal's restaurant. Isaiah sat at the small kitchen table with a bowl of plain grits. He looked at Betrayal. "You are really going to treat me like this?" Betrayal did not look up from her plate. "You should be grateful you have somewhere to sleep." Then the men started coming. At first, Isaiah told himself they were investors, then business friends, then restaurant partners. But one evening, he came home and found Betrayal laughing too closely with a wealthy man in a navy suit. The man touched her hand, and Betrayal did not pull away. Isaiah's chest tightened. "Betrayal," he said. She looked annoyed. "What? Can I speak to you?" The man smiled and stood. "I'll call you later, Betrayal." When he left, Isaiah turned to her. "What was that?" Betrayal crossed her arms. "That was a man who still has money." The words hit him harder than a slap. "After everything I did for you?" She stepped closer. "What exactly did you do? You gave gifts. You enjoyed feeling powerful. Now you are broke and you want to cry about love." Isaiah's eyes reddened. "I loved you." Betrayal laughed. "Love does not pay bills." Isaiah grabbed his head. "You are disrespecting me in the house I bought." Betrayal's hand flew across his face. The room went silent. Monica stood in the doorway, watching without shock. Betrayal breathed hard. "The man who bought this house is gone," she said. "So what exactly am I supposed to respect?" Isaiah touched his cheek. For the first time, he did not shout. He did not fight. He only stood there, broken. That night, while Isaiah sat alone in the small room, Monica called Betrayal into the kitchen. "There is still one thing left," Monica whispered. Betrayal frowned. "What thing?" "The Hayes family trust property, the one Evelyn locked years ago." Betrayal's eyes sharpened. Monica leaned closer. "But Isaiah can only unlock it when he is legally married and seen as responsible enough to manage family assets." Betrayal slowly smiled. "So he still has something." Monica nodded. "And tomorrow, you will become sweet again." The next morning, Betrayal changed. After days of treating Isaiah like a burden in the house he paid for, she came to his small room with a tray in her hands. Eggs, toast, coffee, orange juice. Isaiah sat up slowly on the narrow bed, confused. "Betrayal?" She walked in gently, her voice soft again. "Baby, I know things have been hard." Isaiah stared at her. The same woman who had mocked him, slapped him, and watched him wash cars under the sun was now standing there like nothing had happened. "I know I hurt you." Brielle said, sitting beside him. I was scared. Everything changed so fast. Your company, the investigation, the frozen accounts. I did not know how to handle it. Isaiah looked down. I lost everything. No, Brielle whispered, touching his hand. You have not lost everything. You still have me. His tired eyes lifted. You still want to be with me? Brielle nodded quickly. Yes, but Isaiah, we need to do things properly now. People are talking. They are saying I am foolish for standing by a man who is not even my husband. Isaiah swallowed. I know I cannot give you the wedding you wanted. I don't care about a big wedding, she lied. I care about us. If we are legally married, I can stand with you properly. I can speak to lawyers as your wife. I can help release funds. I can help you fight for your company. Isaiah's eyes filled with weak hope. You will really help me? Brielle squeezed his hand. Yes, but only after we are married. I need to know I am not risking everything for a man who can still walk away from me. Isaiah shook his head. I will not walk away. Then marry me, she said softly. Let us stop waiting. At the kitchen door, Monica listened with a small smile. Isaiah closed his eyes. His pride was broken. His money was gone. His friends had disappeared. His company was falling. And now Brielle was offering him the one thing he desperately wanted. A way back. So he nodded. Okay, he whispered. Let us get married. Brielle leaned forward and hugged him, but over his shoulder, her eyes met Monica's, and Monica smiled wider. The wedding was arranged quickly. New Hope Baptist Church filled with guests, flowers, and music. Brielle dressed like a perfect bride. Monica sat in front with pride in her eyes. Isaiah stood at the altar looking tired, ashamed, and desperate. And that was how the wedding reached the moment where everything stopped. The woman had entered. She had called Isaiah her son. Brielle had insulted her. Monica had poured red wine on her. Brielle had poured more wine on her. The ushers had moved closer, and Isaiah stood at the altar with tears falling down his face. But still, Isaiah said nothing. The woman stood in the aisle, soaked in wine, staring at him. Isaiah, she cried, say something. Tell them who I am. The church waited. Some people whispered, Why is he crying? Does he know her? Is she really his mother? Pastor Whitfield looked at Isaiah carefully. Son, he said, this woman is asking you a serious question. Do you know her? Isaiah's lips trembled. The woman took one step forward. My son, please, look at me. Even if everybody here thinks I am mad, you know me. You know my face. Isaiah looked at her. His whole body shook. For one moment it looked like truth was about to come out. Then Brielle leaned close to his ear. If you shame me today, she whispered, do not come back to my house. Do not ask me for money. Do not ask me to help your company. Everything ends here. Isaiah's face collapsed. The woman saw his tears and stretched her hands toward him. Say it, she begged. Just say one word. Pastor Whitfield asked again, slower this time. Isaiah, do you know this woman? Isaiah wiped his face. Then he looked away from her. No, he said. The church gasped. The woman froze. Isaiah's voice shook, but he forced the words out again. I don't know this woman from anywhere. The woman stepped back like those words had struck her chest. Isaiah, I said I don't know her, he whispered, crying harder. Brielle lifted her chin. You heard him. Remove her. The ushers held the woman gently by both arms. She did not fight. She had no strength left. She only kept looking at Isaiah as they led her down the aisle. My son, she whispered, may God forgive you before your own heart begins to judge you. Isaiah covered his mouth, but he did not follow. The church doors opened. Outside, the sky had turned dark. The moment they led her out, rain began to fall. Soft at first, then heavy. The rain washed the red wine down her torn dress. It ran through her tangled hair. It mixed with the tears on her face. The ushers slowly let go of her. She stood alone on the church steps, shaking in the rain. Inside the church, Isaiah remained at the altar. His bride stood beside him. His tears were falling. But the woman who had called him son was outside, crying under the open sky. And this time, he had not only stayed silent, he had denied her. This is the end of the story, part 1. My kings and queens, if you are interested in part 2, please comment. Mr. Hope part 2. Also, comment your favorite character in this story. Was it Evelyn, the mother who suffered but still loved her son? Was it Tiana, the loyal friend who saw the truth early? Was it Pastor Whitfield, who tried to stand for what was right? Or was there another character that touched your heart? And please tell me what you liked and disliked about this story. Did Isaiah make you angry? Did Evelyn's pain touch you? Did Brielle and Monica go too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The moral lesson of this story is simple. Never reject the people who truly love you because of someone who only loves what you have. Not every tear is honest. Not every beautiful face has a beautiful heart. And not every warning from a mother is control. Sometimes it is protection. As the creator, my opinion is this. Isaiah's greatest mistake was not just loving Brielle. His greatest mistake was ignoring the people who loved him before he had anything to offer. Evelyn was not perfect, but she was a mother who sacrificed. Tiana was not chosen, but she was loyal. And sometimes in life, the person we push away is the same person God sent to protect us from shame. So, besties, what do you think? Should Evelyn forgive Isaiah in part 2? Should Isaiah suffer more before he learns the truth? Should Brielle and Monica be exposed in front of everyone? Comment your thoughts below. This is Mr. Hope saying goodbye for now. Stay blessed, stay wise, and I will see you in another video.